Hello, in this tutorial I'll be explaining about the basics of command line language used in Linux distribution. Using Ubuntu, I'll be showing a demo of how to use ls, the basics of a command line used for listing the files, folders in a directory that you're present. So when you use this ls, you're able to get all the files but except its attributes. For example, you're not able to get the file size, permission, date of modification. But if you use ls-l, then you are able to get the file size, the permission and all. If you look at the first line, you see R, that stands for permission to read file, W, permission to write file, and X to execute the file. And you see the permission is root, and you have the file size and date of modification and the file name. But what we don't know is that there are files hidden in the current directory. But by using -l, we are not able to determine if there are files missing. So we use ls-a to give all the files that are hidden. And if we compare the top list and the bottom list, we get the general idea that the top list certainly has more number of files and folders compared to the bottom. That's because -a character gives us the ability to show hidden files. Now we do the same for the -l character. So ls-l will list all the files and folders with its attribute. So just adding ls-l -a will get all the hidden files with its attributes. There are other ways to get the same result, like using ls-la will give you the same result as that of -l-a. So if you go up and compare between the command line that gave that result and the command line that gave this result, they are all the same. So there's not really any differences between them. And sometimes there are situations where you want to quickly know which files or directories were modified recently. Then for that you can use this command ls-t, which will give you a list of files which were modified according to its date. So to check it, we can always do this command line ls-l, which will display its attribute such as its date of modification. So using the combination of -s-t, we are able to see the most recent modified date at the top of the list, and it goes in the descending order of its date as we go down the group of the list. In the list, if you focus on the memory sizes of each files and folder, you can observe that it's very difficult to read its number. So for that we have a special command line used for making it more human-friendly, user-friendly. So for example, the file log.txt can be changed into a much more readable form. So using -h, which stands for human readable. Now if you go up the list and compare the top and the bottom, you can clearly see that the format has completely changed. So it has become more human readable. So -h changes the memory size into gigabytes, megabytes and kilobytes. Now let's look into the next command line, a combination of ls with -r. Basically what it does is that it lists all the files and folders that are present in your current directory. Not just that, it will list all the subdirectories present inside the folders until all the files and folders are listed. So we can observe that it shows all the files and folders, so it's a very long listing of directory trees. Now then, let's look into the next command line. So if you are not satisfied with the -l command, which gives you all the attributes, and you want to see the exact and accurate time of the directory that has been created. So now let's look at the next command line. If you're not satisfied with this date and you want the exact result of when this particular file was created, then you can use the special command line ls-full-time. Using this special command line, you can get the exact time of when a particular file or folder was created. As you can see, if you go to the top, you can see that it displays year, month, day, hour, minutes and seconds. In the next command line, we'll learn how files can be listed in different formats. For example, ls-m is used to list files across the pages separated by comma. ls-x is used to list files according to alphabetical order from left to right. And finally, ls-l is used to display file size in order, and it will display all the files with respect to its size from the descending order from the top to bottom.